We're going to start with 5A Division 1, start in Region 1, where, again, kind of like in 6A Division 1, there's a looming giant. There is Aledo. They're gunning for their 6th title in 7 years. They're the elephant in the room, the proverbial elephant in the room. And it's going to take, at this point, if you want to pick against them, and there are reasons to pick against them, sure, but I got to hear a really good reason. Because they lost that one game against Cedar Park, whom we think may be the best team in 5A on a neutral field. Mm-hmm. And then they ran the table. And they've looked excellent. It looks like the defense has really gotten it together. I think Aledo's got to be your pick in Region 1. If you're looking for a team to stun them, it may be Canyon Randall.
Yeah, looking at that bracket, that was absolutely a team that I was very tempted by.
Yeah, I don't think they can beat Aledo, but I think they can get to a regional final. No. To me, you'd have to squint to see Abilene Cooper or an El Paso team make it run. Chapin's probably the best team in El Paso, though, so if you want to say, hey, Chapin's going to make a Canutillo-like run, maybe they can. But for now, I think it's got to be Aledo, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like it's a cop-out because of how good they've been. You just automatically default to them in a region like this where everyone else is it's kind of tough to find separation. Mm-hmm. I don't know if this Aledo team is obviously the favorite here, just because the way they started wasn't great. The way they finished was better, but they're not really playing anyone in that district. It's not a tough district. So
maybe. I'll tell you that if you're looking for a deep sleeper, it may be Fort Worth Arlington Heights. It's a team we have ranked. They score a ton. Yeah. They're fun to watch. So I'm going to go with Aledo in Region 1. Region 2 is a lot more, in my opinion, a lot more wide open. You've got a fun mix of perennial powers and newcomers. Yeah. You look at one of the best games of the weekend, Longview and Lufkin at Tyler's Rose Stadium. Great game. Fabulous game. Yeah. 2 perennial powers, right? And then you go down, you got John Tyler, perennial power. Texas High, perennial power. You've got teams that are used to being there, even lump Wiley into there. Teams that are used to making deep runs. And then you've got a number of super intriguing newcomers. Mm-hmm. You've got Wiley East. Yep. Okay? Mm-hmm. Eno Benjamin and that Braden Shoemake and that big offense, they are dangerous. You've got Frisco Wakeland. Yep. A team that looks very, very good as of late. Yep. And then you've got my pick to win the region. Uh-huh. You got Mansfield Lake Ridge.
Oh, that's your pick to win the region?
Yeah.
That's my pick to win the region.
I think Jet Duffy. I think
it's the intern's pick. He's very excited. Thomas, our intern, he's also picking Lake Ridge.
I think Jet Duffy, Duke Carter, that big offense, and they play a very aggressive style of defense. It won't be easy. They'd have to get past John Tyler. They'd have to get past...
This is a salty region.
It's a very salty region. I can see this going a lot of different ways, including their own district bunkmate, Mansfield Summit.
Yep.
Don't count them out, but I think there are a lot of different teams here that can win it, whereas I think there's a clear favorite in Region 1. I think there's no clear favorite in Region 2. But I'm going with the new kid on the block. I'm going Mansfield Lake Ridge.
I'm with you. This was a tough one, but when you're doing these brackets, you want to resist the urge to pick establishment because it's really easy to go with teams that you're used to seeing there, like Ennis and John Tyler. And I just couldn't. Lake Ridge has been so much fun. I think it was a vote with my heart because of how much fun they are to watch and how cool it'd be to see a new team up there. But honestly, could see 3 or 4 teams from this region fighting it out and getting through.
I'll tell you the winner of Longview Lufkin is going to be dangerous too.
Oh, absolutely.
And you remember that's a rematch because they met in week 1. Yeah. And Longview won on a blocked extra point. Yep. So expect a great one there. Okay. Region 3. Is it just me, or did everybody forget about Temple? If it's just me, tell me.
We had this conversation. We forgot about them for the first few weeks of the season and then looked at the schedule and went, oh, wait, there's still Temple.
I think there are 2, maybe 3 real legit contenders here. And then a number of teams that could be deep sleepers. I think Temple's a legit contender. I think Houston Stratford's a legit contender because of their defense.
Sure.
and I think Richmond George Ranch. I think those three are the real, like, if you were to make your top three to come out of that region, it would be those three. Now, it's chock full of spoilers.
Yeah.
Houston C.E. King is a spoiler.
Yes.
The winner of Fort Bend Elkins and Richmond Foster is a spoiler.
Yes.
I think that Magnolia West, which at one point was ranked in our rankings, if they catch fire. Nederland runs the ball so well, they aren't dangerous. This is a minefield of a region. I'm going with Richmond George Ranch. I've been impressed with the way they run the ball. I've been impressed with their defense. I think that they're going to have to earn it. They'd have to go through Fort Bend Bush, probably Nederland, probably Magnolia West or Maynard O'Brien, and then probably Temple.
Yeah.
They'd earn it, but I think that I think you go with them.
You and I were in agreement here. We both had Temple and George Ranch in the final of this region. Yeah, and I went with Temple. But honestly,
that's a coin flip game.
It's a coin flip game. George Ranch has been awesome.
They really have. Region 4 is the weirdest region. It is so weird because I think we're both a little scared of Vandegrift.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
We're both a little scared of Vandegrift. And if you don't think Vandegrift is this big, because of their defense is why we're scared of them. If you don't think that Vandegrift is this big, menacing, overarching, juggernaut, then things get real interesting. Do you go with Cedar Park Vista Ridge? Do you go with Edinburgh Vela? Right. Maybe the best 5A team in the Valley.
Yeah.
Do you go with Victoria West? There's a lot of things open up if you work under the assumption that Vandegrift is not this juggernaut, which they haven't looked like. I took an all 25 5A regional final.
Same.
I took Cedar Park Vista Ridge over Vandegrift.
Same.
I think that right now I just don't trust that Vandegrift defense enough.
No.
And I think that Vista Ridge, when they got that superstar quarterback Matt Snow, I think he's dangerous. So.
Yeah,
that was
they've got something to play for. After the way the results have gone this year, this is a prove it region for them.
What's your state title pick?
Mansfield Lake Ridge. I went with it. I did. I went with the new kids on the block. I'm riding. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
Well,
They're a lot of fun. I went for it.
Okay. I listen. That would be an interesting story, and it would be crazy.
Yeah.
I'm picking Aledo. I'm going establishment.
Really?
I'm going 6th title in 7 years, the most pedigree. I wrote this on TexasFootball.com. In the state's most unpredictable bracket, you go with the team with the most pedigree.
But I think we know the least about them out of all those teams, and you're still going that way.
Riding it, man. To be the man, you got to beat the man.
So this is the one we probably disagree the most on out of all the brackets.
I've got Aledo over Richmond George Ranch, and you've got Mansfield Lake Ridge over Temple.
Over Temple, yeah.
I think it's wide open. I don't think there's a wrong answer here, but I'm sticking with it. In fact, the three of us, me and you and Mike Craven, our contributor, have 3 different picks to win the title. I have Aledo, you have Lake Ridge, he has Temple.
Wow.
All 3 totally reasonable, I think.
Huh.
So,
Thomas, who you got?
Houston Stratford.
Houston Stratford.
Interesting.
Wow.
I like their defense.
All right. Okay.